In the mid-1960s, the nature of the war began to change. It became clear the enemy included not only the Viet Cong, but also the regular army of North Vietnam. The result was further escalation of American forces, not only men, but weapons. This was the American base at Long Binh, occupying an area larger than the city of Saigon, all of it jammed with the hardware of war. But to bring all this equipment in, we needed more deep water ports, and so they were built. The most important was the installation at Cam Ranh Bay, one of the great natural harbors of the Pacific Ocean. The United States built this port at a cost of $150 million. But the enemy was building strength also, including modern weapons from communist China and Russia. Some of those weapons were captured, but the enemy was increasingly well supplied. One of those weapons could be deadly against American armor, as Tony Sargent reported.
When tanks and armored personnel carriers like these move through hostile terrain, the crew is much aware of the initials RPG, rocket-propelled grenade, a most effective anti-armor weapon the enemy now has in plenty. Army weapons experts have great respect for the RPG.
It is a shoulder-fired weapon. With a standard open sighting arrangement, sir, rather than any sort of an optical sight.
And this is fired by one man?
Right, sir. It's a one-man operation. It's not a crew-served weapon.
All right.
And as it is fired, sir, the round comes out, the fins come out, and it's off, sir.
Right.
When the South Vietnamese army captures the enemy's rocket-propelled grenades, it destroys them on its own weapons ranges. Here is the RPG-2. The more sophisticated RPG-7 is capable of bursting in the air, giving it a slight anti-aircraft capability, useful against helicopters. When the RPG strikes a tank or other armor, it makes a deceptively small hole. But once inside, its explosion can touch off fuel or ammunition, causing virtual destruction of the vehicle.
What was it like inside that tank when the RPG hit?
Well, it was terrible. That's all. It, like I said, it tears everything up. It melts the steel, it gets molten and throws it all over. So besides being hit with the steel, it's white hot when it hits you and burns.
Well, how much respect do you have for this enemy weapon?
You have a lot of respect for it, sir. It's the best man-fired weapon VCA have.
The inside of one of these tanks used to be among the safest places in Vietnam. But the RPG has changed all that. Tony Sargent, CBS News, Phu Loy, South Vietnam.